Hey everyone, Jeff Hill here, and I always assume that people may know who I am, and isn't that an assumption, just because I'm usually speaking to people in North America. But I fully recognize that at this time, I'm speaking to a number of individuals who are in the UK and have absolutely no clue who I am, and that may be better for you when all is said and done. Just so you know, I always have a wingman by me, just in case I get into trouble. And I happen to have Arno Nakaha, who heads up our Canada, as well as heading up the charge with our UK markets that we're really excited about. And I know that you've seen Arno on numerous occasions. And I don't know why he invited me when he's the most capable guy that I know around here. So I'm seeing just a few things that are popping up here. And so we'll give it just a few seconds while we'll get a few more people on here. But I'm excited to be on this call, excited to be addressing just a few of the things that you can do as you get started. So let me just give it about 10-15 seconds. Arnold gave me the nod of the head, you know, and then we'll go. He says we've got about 40 people on here, and we're good to go. But I want you to know, just before we jump into a little bit more of the meat, how excited we are as a company to be coming to the UK. I'm Canadian by birth, still have my Canadian citizenship, and so I consider myself a little bit of the Commonwealth, and I love that part of my heritage. In fact, this is a complete aside right now, and you'll know that I typically take diversions, but I was doing a little bit look at my roots from my great-great-great-grandfather, and he was actually a stonemason in Liverpool, England. That's where he was born, and the docks are so kind of crazy. So anyway, so now we are connected like nobody else, okay? So Arno, when you give me the green light, I'm gonna jump in, or the thumbs up on this. So let's jump into this, and I want to be as respectful of your time as I possibly can be as we get going, and I know we may have some UK coaches on here as well. But the intent of this call is really to say, okay, so I'm now registered for the October 21st launch in London. Now what? What do I do? I know that the coaching opportunity hasn't launched yet. I know as a formal customer, I can't be a formal customer yet, but are there things that I can be doing in preparation for this upcoming event? And absolutely, unequivocally, the answer is yes, you can. Maybe just a quick update. We just launched yesterday morning. We have about 1,200 individuals that are now signed up for that. Our workouts, unfortunately, are sold out. I guess that's one of those good things, bad things. And while those will be an experience, while those will be great, to me, where the value of this launch really is going to be found is in the business sessions that will take place after the workouts, because that's where you'll have an opportunity to get a real sense of who we are as a company, to experience Carl Deichler, our founder and CEO, firsthand. Michael Neiman's going to have a chance to address you. I'm going to have a chance to address you, and we're going to give you a bit of an experience of who we are as a company. But as you look at going forward, what do you do between now and then? And again, I know Arno's giving you a lot of content. To me, I always try and operate off of what I refer to, and I teach my kids as the 6 Ps. Prior proper planning prevents poor performance. Prior proper planning prevents poor performance. And as I think about where you may be as brand new to us, a couple of ideas that I think that are executable and that I see even here in North America tend to be common sense, but not necessarily common practice. And so you have an opportunity, I think, to take some of these concepts and what you learned from coaches that you've come into contact with, connections, and from Arno, and turn those into common practice. You're going to see that none of them are revolutionary in and of themselves. But if you take them and really fine-tune them and grow, you will create a great foundation. It's that prior proper planning that will do great things for you. So What would I do if I was a brand new individual interested in Beachbody and we were coming over? Here's one of the first things that I would do. We are a company that is certainly a fitness and a wellness company. We're a nutrition company. But as I've watched coaches here build and customers glean the greatest benefits, one of the pieces that's absolutely critical to our success is great nutrition, right? And one of the things that I can't really give you, or no, we can study up on this, but may come more naturally to you, is the concept of what good nutrition looks like in the UK. And you're going to be much more in tune with that. And my first suggestion to you would be, I would dial in your nutrition from a clean eating standpoint. I would dial in and study and look at those pieces and just say, okay, if I'm going to help people get the greatest results in their lives. And let me just pause for just a second. When people ask me, who are you as a company? What do you do? I share with them, we're a company that help people get results that they've been looking for, physical, emotional, other types of results. And we all know that eating is a critical piece of that. So the first piece is I would study, I would learn, and I would start to apply and practice in your own life great, clean nutrition, because there's some things that you can't fake. You might be able to in the short term, but in the long term, they have a sensitivity, authenticity meter that they'll be able to determine, is Jeff for real? Is Arnaud for real? And so they'll know if what you're talking about from a nutrition standpoint is accurate. The other piece that you're trying to do is that you are trying to provide value to the people that you come into contact with. And the knowledge that you create is going to be critical as you impart that. So step number one simply is nutrition. Turn your thoughts to that and become much more knowledgeable in that regard. So that's kind of a knowledge-based thing that I think that you can take advantage of right now. The second piece. I need to make sure that I use my hands and body signals the right way here. But the second is to form clean eating groups. Again, as you're trying to attract people to you, you're trying to help them get results. And yes, we're a fitness company that offers a business opportunity that's going to be forthcoming. To the extent that you bring them into your group where you're actually sharing knowledge and creating accountability with them, I think that's an absolutely key piece to the success that you'll enjoy. Not only are you imparting knowledge with them, two, you're creating accountability for people. And like it or not, well, I think you need to learn to like it. Let me just say this, it's not like it or not, it's like it, because who we are as a company, fitness, nutrition, peer support, or accountability and rewards. But this peer support piece, this sense of community, the sense of helping other people is the piece that is the catalyst behind who we are. And so your ability to invite people into a clean eating group, to provide them knowledge, and then in the right ways, help them create accountability around their eating, and they'll get results from that. And we all know, I don't know exactly what the percentage is, but here's the deal. We all know that it's 70–80%, and fitness is the other piece. Here's the other little tidbit that I'll share with you that I think gives you a bit of a runway, if you will, to our launch in October. Right now we're at the 1st of August, so we've got August, September, and then the middle of October we launch. Read a great book called The One Thing, and The One Thing is a book about a fellow that was a very successful real estate individual, but he talks about the power of focus, talks about the power of developing habit and discipline, not just really habit, but disciplines that form great habits. And I'm a miss right now at the university in the UK where they formed this study, but one of the things that they demonstrated was that oftentimes in personal development work, you'll see that it says it takes 21 days to form a habit. This study debunks that and really says, particularly when it comes to diet, exercise, and to physical results, it takes 66 days, okay, to form the discipline. So when you put that around the time frame that is in front of you right now leading up to the launch, you're in that sweet spot. You have a week or two to be thinking about your nutrition, to start to form these clean eating groups, and then to invite people into these groups and create this connection with you. And again, whereas we're not formally launched there, at the same time, you have this perfect window to create this period of discipline that creates habits, that creates results, where people then will want to do business with you and want to be associated with you. The third thing that I would look at right now is, as you all know, that we've been operating extending our fitness programs in the UK, and T25, Insanity Max 30, Insanity, and PIO tend to be the best sellers over there. And I would be reaching out to people. I would be finding out which individuals are familiar with those programs, that have had an experience with it and perhaps haven't completed it or would like another run at it, and start to invite people into those groups with you. These fitness groups that offer a combination of fitness and nutrition. And then, of course, you're offering the peer support on that. When I started this, I talked about common sense not being common practice. Our business is a business about bringing people together and forming this sense of community. And that's exactly what those pieces are doing. So again, nutrition, clean eating groups, and then attracting people, doing an outreach program to those individuals that might be aware of these programs, and then inviting them to get to know you better and providing value to those individuals. So those are three concrete things that I would focus on if I were you as a new customer or you as a new coach. Now, we're a business that is very social media driven, and that's really the world here. And you say, you know, where do I go? What do I do? Well, I would point at an individual that is remarkable with social media, and that's one of our own trainers, PIO founder, creator, Shalene Johnson. She gave a presentation at our recent summit that was social media focused. And I'm looking at Arnold here, but what I'm going to do is we're going to find that, and we're going to post this up on the teambeachbodyuk.com page so that you can go there, look at that, and just glean some of the nuggets that will be there. And if you'll take advantage and then practice those pieces, I talked about the power of knowledge just a second ago, but when all is said and done, success rewards implementation, not the knowledge. I just read that on someone's page this morning. I think that's very true. Success rewards implementation, not just knowledge alone. You have to put into practice that which you understand. But as we post this for you, I think you're going to have some aha moments that say, aha, this is something that I can do. This will make me more effective. This will make me a little bit better. And again, nothing that is exponential in nature, but something that I believe is incremental in nature as you continue to build the core of your business. And that's really what we're trying to do, is just brick upon brick, precept upon precept, build this, and that's where great things happen. And success is sequential. It comes as you start to apply those small pieces. Now, one last thing that I would do for sure as you go forward. I'm just looking at some notes to make sure I don't miss some things here. But Shakeology is not available in the UK at this time. Maybe some of you have tasted it. I can't imagine how that would ever happen. You're probably living out of your imagination, because legally we're not there yet. But that doesn't stop you from achieving and obtaining a knowledge of Shakeology, the nutritional aspects of it, and what that can offer for you. So what I would do is I would also access our Inside Shakeology podcast, where Darren O'Lean and Isabel and others, the co-founders, co-creators of Shakeology, describe exactly what Shakeology is, what the benefits of that are, so that when we launch officially in the UK, that you're hitting the ground running with that knowledge base and with that understanding. And again, the core of your ability to attract other individuals is going to be your knowledge base and what you can, the value that that you're able to provide them. And I think that the Inside Shakeology pieces are going to be, the podcasts are going to be absolutely incredible as you move forward. Now, I don't know whether Arnaud has talked about prior to this time the 4 vital behaviors, but let me, if he has, I'm going to just acquaint you with that language because I think it's key to the culture and who we are. The 4 vital behaviors are 4 central pillars, if you will, or they're legs of the stool, although there's 4 legs of the stool on this one, not just 3, that when you want to center yourself, when you want to see, am I doing the right things to grow my business, these are really where you ought to be spending the majority of your time. And the 4 vital behaviors are, inviting people. We talked a little bit about that, about inviting people into your clean eating groups and sharing that knowledge with them. The second is being proof the product works. I talked about nutrition. I talked about the clean eating groups. One of the things that you have the opportunity to be doing between now and then is creating your own story, creating your own results, creating your own testimonies, if you will, and testimonials of your journey and what you've seen and the challenges and the ups and the downs and everything else that make you very, very relatable. But it's key that you be proof that the products work. Now, sometimes people go, aha, in order to be proof the products work, that means that I have to be lean, mean, beach ready, and that's not the case. Sometimes I think that the fact that our name is Beachbody, certainly it's aspirational in nature, and at the same time it also sometimes can be a little unfortunate because people think, oh, you have to have a Beachbody in order to be part of Beachbody. That's not the case. And being proof the product works is really about creating your own story. We know that most people, I don't have to look any further than myself. I am a continual work in progress and always struggling and always trying to stay in shape and stay healthy. But what I've also realized that as I've continued to do that, that my health, my benefit, my enjoyment of life is something that's gotten better and better. And that's really what we're all about. But you have this opportunity right now to be proof the product works and to be sharing what your journey looks like and what it feels like. And the relatability and the authenticity of that is something that will be compelling to the people that you come into contact with. Because here's the deal. There really isn't any faking that piece. And people, again, as I talked about, the meter that senses the lack of authenticity, the lack of realness, where, in the US, I don't know honestly how they say this in the UK, but in the US they would say it's the BS meter, where they know that maybe we're not being as forthright as they can. But your ability to develop your own story will be absolutely critical. So that's the second vital behavior, be proof the product works. The third is personal development. You should always be engaging in personal development. That's something that you can be doing right now. As we work with coaches, I've been in this industry a long time. One of the biggest challenges that customers and people that are trying to grow a business or just as they're trying to get fit in their lives, it's that self-limiting belief that yes, someone else can do this, but I can't do this. There is such power in personal development, and sometimes people go, oh, I don't believe in that stuff, I don't read that stuff. I've heard too many people share too many stories about how there has been a void that has been filled, a belief that's been created, and professionally skill sets have been developed because they are filling themselves with additional knowledge, and then as they put that into practice, their self-belief increases significantly, and their ability to become greater than the person they presently are is created. And it's taking accountability for that on their own. And that's really what I love about who we are, is it really is a business of accountability, and part of that is developing yourself. The fourth vital behavior is, I think, a fun one, and it's something that we all that we all need a little bit more of in our lives, and that's about recognizing the great efforts and the results of other people. And so as you're inviting people, as you're learning, as you're growing, as people are along that journey, you also have the ability to recognize them for what they do. That will be a piece that becomes an attractor. That will be a piece where customers, even if they just want to be a customer for the rest of their life, a loyal customer, they'll seek out a relationship with you because you're the type of person that recognizes the good and the efforts and the benefits in other people. And that is such a powerful piece, and it's powerful enough that we chose, Carl, literally, we had 3 vital behaviors, and then Carl came back and said, look, the more and more I get to know who we are and what we are and the type of thing that we represent, we need to make recognizing the achievements and the efforts and the results of other people one of our vital behaviors. And so the 4 vital behaviors are just that. So I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of things, and those are pretty fundamental in nature as you get started. But I think focusing on those 4 vital behaviors, on the nutrition, the knowledge of nutrition, on actually inviting people and informing relationships, and an outreach program for those that have tried this program before, giving you a way to go to learn a little bit more about social media with Shalene's podcast, which I think is a great. She's extremely skilled at social media, and I think that what she applies doesn't know borders, if you will, and so it will be as applicable in the UK as it will here in North America. Obviously, you'll have to do whatever customization to touch your market, your people, and who you are, but it's totally applicable. Then the other thing I would do is say, stay close. Stay close to this page, to the teambeachbodyuk.com page, because we'll continually update on this. Now, just maybe a couple of other things just as we close off. We have not launched yet officially in the UK. That does not happen until October, right around October 21st. Arnaud has been vigilant, has been great about continuing to post the do's and the don'ts. Please, honor those do's, honor the don'ts, respect the fact that we're not there legally yet, honor the relationships of other people as well. We have a lot of people that are there building relationships, and I think a great question speaks well of the character of who you are and who we are as a company, is to always recognize and honor the relationships. Have you been working with somebody else? And if so, just say, boy, that's fantastic, and wish them well. That's just such a key piece of who we are as a company, and I know sometimes as we look at new opportunities, we tend to get pretty passionate and get pretty excited about things, and our enthusiasm can overstep sometimes what ought to happen. So please. Take care of that part of our business. It's the character of who we are, and it speaks to who we will be and continue to be. So I'm going to just take a quick time out here, and I'm going to look over at Arnaud to see what I've missed. He's rolling his eyes to the back of his head right now and going, "Oh, Jeff, I shouldn't have turned you loose on Facebook Live." But are there any questions or anything that you haven't responded to, Arnaud, that I should be addressing?
A couple questions have been around the launch event.
Okay.
If there is any kind of questions on the launch event, the kind of ticket you got, email events@beachbody.com.
Okay, I don't know if you could hear Arnaud or not, but he said that around the events, if there are questions on what kind of ticket you purchased, you can email events@beachbody.com, and they have someone that will man those. Give them a little bit of time to get back to you on that if there was confusion, but events@beachbody.com, and they'll be happy to make sure that you're well treated and clear up any questions that you might have.
The second thing is some U.S. and Canadian coaches have traveled there and will attend both events, and we are allowing them to do that because they have teams in both sessions.
Okay. Then the second question was, we do have some North American coaches, American and Canadian coaches that will be attending. We'll be going there for the launch event, and the question was, can I attend both the morning and the afternoon session? Obviously, we're restricting the workouts just to those folks in the UK. But we know that you may also, as an American or Canadian coach, have someone attending the morning or afternoon session, so we're going to try and make that available to you there. Obviously, space may become an issue for us as we continue to move down the road, and we'll deal with that great issue as we get closer to that. And we certainly hope it will be an issue, and the enthusiasm will continue to move as it has been so far. Arnaud, anything else that I'm missing?
I think we've covered it all. The only other thing is some people have asked about the wait list for the workout, which is the last one. If you didn't get a link to sign up for the wait list, again, events and Beachbody.
Yeah, so the other question that Arnaud, if you can hear him, I apologize for being redundant, but because he always says it better than I would say it. But the question is if you received or if you're on the wait list for the workout, how will I know what happens there? If you didn't get a link, you could email events@beachbody.com again, and they would let you know where you are, or that you're on the wait list. And again, I would not anticipate, just to create the right expectation, I would not anticipate being taken off that list for a while. Now, what we're going to do as a company is a little bit before the event, we're going to push some emails out to people that we're planning on attending and that were on that list to say, are you still planning on attending the workout? Will you be there? Because if not, there are certainly people that would love to take advantage of that opportunity if you're not going to choose to be there. So we'll do that, and that might open up some spaces on the wait list as well. So Arnaud, anything else?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Well, guys, if there is nothing else, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned. Again, we're extremely excited about what the UK will offer, not only to you and the people you come into contact with, but all of Team Beachbody. Who we are, what we represent, what we want to accomplish is certainly not limited to this small neck of the world. We know that we have lots to offer everybody. So again, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.